Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Before, inshallah, we continue the topic and the course that we have, as you heard, tomorrow actually is the commemoration of demolishing Jannatul Baqi. When you look at the history of Baqi, the graveyard of Baqi, you see that it's, beside the spiritual aspects, one of the most important historical places that we had, that the history goes back to before Islam even. And at the time of Rasulullah, how many thousands and thousands of his companions, his family, the companions' family, were actually buried in Jannatul Baqi, a historical place, even if you look from that perspective, that reminds us about what? About the history of Islam, the importance of this place, how much we have to respect it, right? Imagine if your father, your mother, your relatives are buried somewhere, how much you respect that place. When you see that around this time, 300 something years, that these Wahhabis came, their first agenda, when you look truly, unbiasedly, is to destroy anything that reminds you about true Islam. Anything reminds you about true Islam. They want to get rid of that. They want their own version of Islam. And I'm saying it very out loud and publicly, because we can debate. They want their own version of Islam, not the true Islam. And that's very clear. Not only that, Jannatul Baqi, you go to Mecca, they destroyed the house of Rasulullah, they destroyed the places belonging to Rasulullah. One of the Christian, engineers who was working there was like, how is it possible? I heard this is the house of the Prophet. I heard just the historical places you had. Who kept these things? Go to Rome, Italy, you see how much. Go to Jerusalem, you see what they do. Who keep these things as very important holy places? You guys destroying it. Even non-Muslims are realizing their agenda is get rid of everything that reminds people about the true Islam, so we can introduce the real Islam, the actual version that they have it from Islam. And that happens before them as well, because we have at the time, but after the demise of Rasulullah Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, for 100 something years they said it is forbidden to write Qala Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Mana' tadwin hadith. He just passed away, the Prophet of Islam. It is forbidden to say Qala Rasulullah, to write down Qala Rasulullah. Yes. Mana' tadwin that. Why? Because if we can do that, people will start forgetting about the true Islam, what Rasulullah said, then we can bring our own version. But if it's still the words of Rasulullah are there, and people remember that, and we want to say, no, this is not what Rasulullah says, we're not going to accept it. They started way, way before. They're actually following their ancestors, what they're doing, right? So, but it is important for us, specifically Baqi, because of our four Imams, Imam Ma'soom, infallible Imams, Imam Baqir, Imam Salih, Imam Hassan, and Imam Zain al-Abidin alayhi salatu wassalam. The closest family of Rasulullah. You destroy the shrine of these people, the tomb of these people. Why? What was wrong with that? Because Wahhabism is a political movement. We all know about it. It's the history. Whoever wants to know, go read history. We're not just claiming it's in the Wikipedia. Go open it, it'll tell you. It's a movement. It's a political movement. What is it threatening you with that you destroy that? What does threaten your political perspective that you destroy it? Right? So that's what should be the question. But our job definitely is to remind and remember this cruel act that they just destroyed, this shrine of our Imams, the respect of Baqi. The respect of whole Baqi is this for Imam over there. You destroy it. As the ancestors did, they didn't let Imam Hassan to be buried next to Rasulullah. They buried in Baqi. May Allah, inshallah, take care of that himself and send the evil of whoever is going to hurt Islam back to themselves, inshallah. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. So as you know, we are having our own discussion of how to build a God-centered life, alhamdulillah. And the lessons that we are following in this course is create a faithful family. Let me start with this very quickly. In Islam, the goal that has been introduced as the creation of human beings is to reach salvation. The ultimate goal is that not to just say your salat and be a nice person. Because some people says, other religions, they say the same thing. Be nice to each other, don't lie to each other. These are all the very, very simple traits that everyone should have. But the goal that Islam introduced for us is to reach salvation, the highest level of servitude and ubudiyya, and reach to the level that you're among the best of all servants of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All human beings. All human beings. You should be among the toppest students when it comes to the class of Islam, and the class that Islam introduces to us. That means to the level, to the path that Anbiya are, to the path that Awliya and the Shuhada and Ma'sumin are. No one can reach that level, but to the same path, reach the highest place. Like Salman, like Abbasar, like Abu al-Fadl Abbas alayhi salatu wasalam. These people, the richest, although they're not Ma'sum, they're not infallible, apparently, as Imam Sajjad Imam Abu al-Fadl Abbas alayhi salatu wasalam. But when we say that you should reach that level. However, someone cannot say, I just want individually myself to sit down in my house, pray and fast and do dua and supplication. I don't care about my family, I don't care about my society, I don't care about people that I'm interacting with. It doesn't work that way. If you want to reach salvation, you need to see yourself in all these aspects. As the best of your leaders, they did the same. As you know that when it comes to the leaders, to all prophets, specifically the Prophet of Islam and Ahlul Bayt, you see that from all these aspects they're reaching salvation. From individual person in ubudiyya, from being a good person in the society, from being a best person in their family. Hadith Rasulullah said himself, خَيْرُكُمْ خَيْرُكُمْ لَأَهْلِهِ وَأَنَا خَيْرُكُمْ لَأَهْلِي. The best of all you guys, when Rasulullah says the best of you guys, the best of all you guys are the best with their families. And the best of all you guys, I am with my family. That means I'm the role model. Imam Ali salatu wasalam says, Wallahi, I do not order you to anything to do unless I already did that myself. I do not forbid you from doing anything unless I already abandoned myself from doing that. They're doing this, they're saying this. When we recite these ahadith, the ayat of Quran, that means these are not just recommendations to put there something. No. If we want to walk towards salvation, inshallah, the community, our ICC community, and of course the whole Bay Area, the goal is to walk towards that level, salvation. I don't think, let me know if you want to do it this way. Another 10 years, just come here and say salat and go home, and the fasting in Ramadan and go home. You want that? And the level stay the same? Like that guy in the second grade, and says, I'm still in the second grade, so I am perfect in second grade. No, actually you have an issue, you couldn't go to the third grade. I think our goal as a community as well, in local communities, to help each other to reach that salvation, to move forward, to see we're getting better and better and better. One of the most aspects that help us is what? The family aspect. You cannot imagine, every time we're talking about this, I'm talking about this, someone is calling me, someone is talking to me, Seyed, we have this issue. Seyed, now that you're talking, we realize we have more issue about this, and how can we solve it? Seyed, sometimes we don't realize it, sometimes it's important to pay attention. But look at the ayah of Quran, what it's saying about a faithful and successful family. وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ أَنْ خَلَقَ لَكُم مِنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ أَزْوَاجًا لِتَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهَا. I'm skipping through this slide that we reviewed before, we talked about before, going faster to inshallah cover the whole topic we already covered. So inshallah for our next session we'll go forward. The goal that has been introduced in this ayah of Quran, Surah Rum, ayah 21, is that he says we created mates for you from your same, soul, from same material, right? You like to see each other, because you're the same. However, لِتَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهَا. The reason that we have family, man and woman, the only structure and composition of a family is man and woman. Azwaj and zoj means man and woman, right? No any other types. So when you look at this, you see that لِتَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهَا. For what? For finding tranquility and peace. Here is saying لِتَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهَا. To find tranquility, peace. And we gave you the tools that you need. مَوَدَّةً وَرَحْمَةً. You have affection and love that Allah already gave it to you. So what is the goal of family? What is the goal of a successful family? To reach salvation. But they need to have what? لِتَسْكُنُوا. They need to have peace and tranquility. That means if I don't have peace and tranquility in my life, in the family, then I have to look, are we moving towards salvation? Quran says one of the goals is to have tranquility and peace. Very simple. So we have to work on that if we don't have it. If we don't have enough, we have to be able to work to get more. Therefore, peace and tranquility is very important for faithful family. Creation is based on male and female, as we said, for family as well. Having a peaceful family is one of the goals of marriage, as we said, and already Allah gave you these tools, affection and love. So if the family members, all family members, husband, wife, father and mother and children, they have to work with each other as a team to find peace and tranquility, not to be against each other. Even if there is a chaos, even if there is a problem and issue. And now it comes to this question, how can we find tranquility and peace? We said that the best way to find it, to go to the main source. Right? The best way to find it. If you have a question, you're reading a book, and you have a question about this book, should you go to someone else? You go to the author. Author is there, go ask the author, right? Go to the creator. You said in Surah Rum, I have to have tranquility. Where should I find tranquility in my life? Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Some factors. Number one, Taqwa. The state of God consciousness. Again, when we talk about Taqwa in Ramadan, we keep saying Taqwa and Wara and God consciousness. We're not talking about just in Salat, remember Allah, which is very important. No. That means when you're talking to your wife, when you're talking to your husband, when you're talking to your children, to parents, you see, should I do this? Should I say that? Maybe I'm violating someone's right. Maybe I should have said that. The fear of Allah. Some people translate the taqwa, which is not correct, fear. But we said the God consciousness. You see yourself at the presence of Allah. Imagine if we, in our culture, alhamdulillah, we respect our fathers a lot, right? In front of your fathers, if your father, would you, raise your, stretch your legs? No, that's not good. Would you lay down in front of your parents? He says, no, it's not good. Those people that smoke usually in front of parents, they don't smoke. That's the respect, right? Because of the respect. So, these are the things, you look at this, it says taqwa, it comes and says be careful. Would you call your parents by their first name? Astaghfirullah, I don't know where that came from. Or we don't do that. We don't do that in Islam, no. It might be a little, but it's very important. The first surah of Surah An-Nisa, the first ayah says, Ya ayyuhan nasu taqu. The first ayah for family, have taqwa. What taqwa, have taqwa in the family. Let me tell you this is ultimate, recommendation here. If a family, they have taqwa, they see themselves in the presence of Allah, they will never fall into any issue and any problems that they can cause and they can create. Never. Even if there's tension, there's issue, they see themselves in front of Allah, not to violate each other's right. Someone came to a mom and says, I want to marry my daughter. And mom says, give it to a faithful man. Why? Because if he loves your daughter, make her definitely the most successful person in the world. If he doesn't like your daughter, still she's going to be fine. Why? Because he is afraid of Allah to violate her right. That is taqwa that we're talking about. What we're talking here is not about the family only. Don't say this is a family topic. It's an individual topic. I have to work on myself to be a better person in the family, right? Another aspect, knowing the differences between men and women. Many people don't know. As some physical aspects were different than each other. When it comes to hormones, men and women are different. The bulugh time is different. The maturity is different. Girls become mature way before boys, right? The maturity is different as well. Some other physical differences that we see between men and women, right? The strength, the height, the weight, something like that. Psychologically also, men and women are different as well. So you want to make a peaceful family. This is a quote that you see. Even the brain development is different. The Stanford Medicine is published this. The way that it's been wired is a little bit different between men and women. The way that it works is different between men and women as well. So what I'm saying is this. The reason I brought this. Quran first of all says, لَيْسَ الذَّكَرُ كَالْأُنْثَى. Surah Maryam, when you recite it says men and women are not the same. They're not equal. In terms of the creation, in terms of the psychology behind this, right? When it says the same, we had that in the course when we follow. No one is better than other one because of the creation. A man cannot come and say, I am a man, So usually, unfortunately, in some cultures we had this. Because I am the man, I can sit down, you just bring the chai for me, right? I'm the man, you should only cook for me. I'm the man because my grandfather was the same way as well. Based on hadith I'm saying, we're going to find. Either it's my culture or the culture of Islam, right? The culture of Islam is saying something else. The culture of Islam is saying that إِنَّ أَكْرَمَكُمْ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ أَتْقَاكُمْ. If you want to see who is better, the one who has more taqwa. But of course, the one who has more taqwa see himself and herself lower than others, more humble, right? When Amir al-Mu'minin was sitting with his companion in the masjid, when the strangers were coming, they couldn't see who is Imam Ali based on the position. Imam was not, na'uzubillah, like a king sitting on top and others, That's the importance of that. And here's the thing. When it says differences between men and women, that means having others' perspective. We're just reviewing this. Some people don't have others' perspective. They talk to each other. They fight with each other with the view that they see themselves. Can you see what I'm seeing right now? You can't see because you're looking this way. I can't see probably if I didn't have this. I wouldn't see what you're looking behind. I can't judge you based on what I see. I can't say, you don't have enough knowledge, you're not good, you never respect me, because I'm seeing this and you don't see that. It doesn't work this way. You can't say the same thing to me, because once you come here, sit next to me, then you see what I'm saying. Once I go there, then I see what you're saying. Some people fight with each other only from one perspective. Do you know, maybe they have situation, maybe they have difficulties. You invited them, they didn't come to your party. They always disrespect us, I'm not going to go to the party anymore. Maybe something happened, maybe they had an issue. They didn't invite us to their, they invited the whole community, not us. Imam Ali says, always look for justification. Always, either these hadiths are true, Imam Ali recommended, or he was just having a good time and he was saying something, na'uzubillah. If he said this as a recommendation, we have to follow. He says, no, definitely they couldn't, something happened. Or we definitely invite them, Not to put it on their head, no, you didn't invite and I invited you, No, as just being nice to each other. So, that's important to have others' perspective. Imam Ali in Nahj al-Balagha says that the attributes, in certain attributes, he says these attributes are good for women, the best for women and the worst for men. And sometimes it's a different thing. In letter 31, we had it in the competition, Quran competition we had together, if you remember, for adults. At the end it says, وَلَا تُمَلِّكِ الْمَرَّةِ مِنْ أَمْرِهَا مَا جَاوَزَ نَفْسَهَا فَإِنَّ الْمَرْءَ رَيْحَانَ لَيْسَ بِغَهْرَمَانٍ. Over 1400 years ago, when they didn't pay attention to a woman, Imam is saying that don't give them a task beyond their capacity. They're not made for hard work, difficult jobs. They're like flowers, like so tender, so delicate. You have to be very careful how you deal with them. The same way that he treated Hazrat Zahra. How nicely, how beautifully, how respectfully. That Hazrat said, the best husband in the world is. Communication, other aspects to have, peace in the family, which is very important. We talked about this in details, communication. This ayah Quran, it shows that Surah Mujadala ayah, number 1 says, Allah is hearing. Allah heard about the talk between the man and woman. Allah is the witness. The way you talk to each other, He's seeing you. If you want to have what you achieve in Ramadan, to keep it with you guys, with yourself. And make sure you use it, at least until next Ramadan. Maybe one of the things, how you talk to each other. How you talk to your parents. In Ramadan, doesn't matter how many ayat of Quran and how many Quran competition you win or something, doesn't matter. Maybe one second you talk to your father, to your mother, disrespectfully, gone. Gone. You break someone's heart, gone. So it is important to pay attention to these things. And of course, communication, very important. I've never seen any of my clients come to my office, talk to them when they have issue or not have issue, that they didn't have problem with communication. Definitely every single of us, we need to at least either improve it or to learn about this. Something about communication very quickly, assertiveness. Share your feelings, tell each other what you like, what you don't like. Don't show it by action. Some people start yelling, na'uzubillah. Some people start being angry by their action. They want to show someone, I didn't like this. But Allah gave you this tongue to communicate. I like it, I don't like it. I very like it, I don't like it at all. I actually don't want to see it anymore. This sort of thing, we communicate, we inform each other about these things, Successful family are those that they communicate. As soon as the child, that boy and the girl, they have issue, they go to parents, they communicate. Today I came from a school, I had this issue at school. What do you think I have to do? Not just I go to someone else, maybe same age sometimes, that maybe they don't, if it's a very important topic, they don't give me good advices. Maybe they even deviate me from the path more and more and more. The same husband, wife, they talk to each other and communicate with each other. So communication is very important. Assertiveness is very important, assertiveness. Be assertive, talk, communicate, inform each other. Respectful communication. Hazrat Musa, Allah is telling him, if you want to go to Fir'aun, قُولُوا لَهُ قَوْلًا لَيِّنًا. Talk to him very nicely, with a soft word. And I said that before. If it is recommendation of Allah, when you want to talk to Fir'aun, talk nicely and softly. Let alone your husband, your wife, your parents, your children. But Allah, I was very angry at her. Do you find anywhere here it says unless they are angry or you're angry, so don't talk nicely? No. It's always talk nicely. Because even if they are angry, you talk nicely, they feel bad to yell at you. They should calm down. Imam Ali says, if someone is angry with you, disrespecting you, you calm down, you talk to them nicely. Because that would calm him down. If you see your husband is yelling, you calm down. Because if you raise your voice, that the fuel into the fire, right? More and more. Now you yell and he yells and parents yell and everybody yells. Rather than someone at least keep calm. I shouldn't talk this way. No, that's not nice, I think you're angry now. How about we talk about this later? Maybe you're right. These are all pure recommendations. You think psychology said this? No, Allah, these are pure recommendation from Islam. It says, control your anger. Even if there is a debate, وَجَادِلْهُمْ بِالَّتِي هِيَ أَحْسَنُ. Even there's a debate sometimes happen. Even with, all these things we're saying here is not just for family. It's for your work, a job. You have a debate with your supervisor. You have a debate with other colleagues. Here you can use it. وَجَادِلْهُمْ بِالَّتِي هِيَ أَحْسَنُ. And debate with them in the best manner. Nicely, respectfully. I don't agree with what you're saying. I think we have to work on that maybe more. Finally, we don't agree. Alright, we don't agree. We don't have to be hostile against each other. Mujadala bi-ahsan, very important. No assumption, no assumption. The poison I found among couples and families and everyone, even outsiders, is about what? Assuming. I'm assuming what you want to say. Rather than I ask you, I hear from you. And that goes to being judgmental, judging each other, which is very important. And the sign is what? I know what you want to say. I know what you say. I heard about this before. You're repeating again. Okay, give me a chance to hear again. Some of the tips, when it comes to communication, don't communicate when you're distracted. Don't communicate specifically when there's a sensitive topic when you're driving. You just came back from a party, you're having issue, you had an issue over there, and now you want to solve it when you're distracted, Or kids are running around you, Definitely peaceful, quiet, nice area, and then you can talk. If it's very sensitive topic, don't talk in the house. Go outside, somewhere in the restaurant or something, so you cannot yell at each other. It's a very sensitive topic. I know sometimes my couples, my clients come here, they really have issue. I'm like, definitely outside. At least, you make sure you respect someone else if you don't respect each other. Yeah, definitely. So no distractions around. Focus on the good qualities of each other. Let me ask you this question. How many of you guys, when you want to start a communication with each other, you start with a good quality? You focus on good qualities of each other. Raise your hand. You mean he or she didn't have any good quality? The only thing they have is to focus on their negativity. It's so, disappointing. So, and then you start with what? You know what, sweetheart, I just wanted to say, this is horrible, you're horrible, what you do. When you start negatively, we like ourselves, we love ourselves. When someone is attacking us, what we do? Psychologically, we start defending ourselves. I start building a shield in front of you. I start becoming sensitive. rather than when you actually compliment someone. I just wanted to say, I love when you cook, biryani. It's amazing, mashallah, it's delicious, And I want to criticize it, by the way. Look at this. I want to criticize it because it's always sour or it's always, salty. Yeah. What should I start? Always, your mom didn't teach you how to do it. And she starts defending herself, and the sensitivity goes higher. The blood pressure starts pumping faster. So what happens here? I love when you cook. I actually enjoy seeing you're cooking. That person starts smiling. Oh, thank you so much. There's no wall anymore. There's no shield anymore. Now I'm listening. Now I'm hearing what you're saying. And by the way, next time I love if you do this way. Oh my God, it's going to be amazing. That's it. I already said it's sour, it's salty, it's always, in different ways. In different ways. I love it. Don't lie, actually, and find something else to compliment each other. Be assertive, as I said, avoid criticism. Do not criticize each other. It's not going to help. Allah is not going to help. Criticizing. You can share your concerns, but don't criticize each other. Focus on agreement. Finally, don't go to who we should blame. It's your fault or my fault. It's the problem's fault. I was to tell my client, it's the problem's fault. It's not your fault. Now find the issue and find the solution for the issue. That's it. Easy. Rather than half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours or more focusing on whose fault was that. And different things, avoid blaming. Sometimes it doesn't work. You need professional help. Don't push it. You see, it doesn't work. If your problem after 2 weeks is not solved, you need professional help. If it's sensitive 1 week, maybe we need help immediately. All right. The other factors that can bring peace and tranquility is cooperation in the house. Men and women, children, all together cooperate. In a team, they all work together. The team that the players are not cooperating with each other, something goes wrong with that team. Definitely. Family is a team. We have to work together. Quran says, وَتَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْبِرِّ وَالتَّقْوَى وَلَا تَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْإِثْمِ وَالْعُدْوَانِ. Help each other when it comes to what? To piety, when it comes to, righteousness. This is righteousness. We're creating a family, an environment in the house that is what? An environment in the house that everyone can worship Allah better, that everyone can become a better person. Remember, it says individually, if I want to be a better person, I have to do what? I have to create a better family. Specifically parents. Your worship, you want to create a better team, you need to cooperate with this. The benefits, I'm talking about not only spiritual cooperation. When it comes to physical cooperation, help each other. Bond and support when family members are helping each other. Teamwork, openness, it brings trust to the family, and many other things, it adds to the well-being of the family, balance and everything else. Hadith, it's amazing. From Amir al-Mu'minin, Imam Ali alayhi salatu wassalam. Amazing. Ya Ali, khidmatul ayal kafaratun lil kabair. Serving and helping the family. Ayal literally means your wife and family. It will help you to remove your major sins, major sins, and takes away the wrath of Allah. It's a dowry of the angels and hurs, and it adds into your good deeds and enhance your love. This is from our recommendations. Hadith. لا يخدم العيال إلا صديق أو شهيد أو رجل يزيد الله به خير الدنيا والآخرة. Read this translation. A man doesn't help and serve his family unless he is a righteous man or shaheed, or a man who Allah wants the goodness in the world and in akhirah. And he did it himself. He did it himself. I said that Rasulullah entered the house and he saw that Amir al-Mu'mineen and Hazzalah are working together. They were making flour for, baking bread and everything. So Rasulullah, Amir al-Mu'mineen is sitting on the ground. The most important person in the world of Rasulullah is helping us. Rasulullah came and says, who is tired? Who is more tired? Amir al-Mu'mineen says, not that, no, I'm more tired, you come take mine. And Rasulullah says, you stand up. He took her place. The most important person in the whole world, in the whole universe. Rasulullah is sitting down and helping him down in the family, in the house. How about my grandfather? If he hear what I did. Some people, this is their honor that they don't work in the house. I know that they talk to each other. Us, never at all. We never touch dishes in the house. As they are very proud of themselves, you know. Because we have the dishwasher, you know, she just have to, you know, push the button. It's about doing it. It's about helping. It's about working. It's about cooperation. It's about when my daughter see a man, a Muslim man, a Shia man is like this. She wants to get married with someone that always go to the masjid and always learn these things from masajid and learn this thing. I want a man like this. Not a man, they come to me, oh, sometimes I say, what? And they say, no, I don't want to get married. Why? Because of the role model that I signed the house. Right? If you want the same, you have to show the same thing. So very quickly, the other one is forgiveness. خُذَ الْعَفْوَ وَأْمُرْ بِالْعُرْفِ وَأَعْرِضْ عَنِ الْجَاهِلِينَ. Surah Quran. Sometimes something happened in the past. Sometimes some issue happens. Forgiveness. Forgive each other. Ayah Quran again, وَالْكَاظِمِينَ الْغَيْظَ وَالْعَافِينَ النَّاسِ. To forgive each other sometimes, not just to retaliate. No, she said that, he said that, I have to do this. Benefit of forgiveness. Spiritual improvement. Ayah of Quran, you act upon Ayah of Quran, will add into your iman, right? Improving your taqwa. وَأَن تَعْفُوا Ayah of Quran, وَأَن تَعْفُوا أَقْرَبُ لِلتَّقْوَى. Let me ask this question. What was the last time you forgave someone? From now. What was the last time you forgave someone? You remember? You remember? Anyone remember the last sunnah? When was that? Yesterday? Ahsan. Masha. Laylatul Qadr. Ahsan. Laylatul Qadr. Beautiful. Right? That should happen all the time. You know, anyone, anything. Ya Allah, I forgive. Whoever, you know, oppressed me, you forgive me as well. I don't want my heart to be, you know, have different layers of I'm having issue with this one and that one and that one. He did this and she did this. Ya Allah, I forgive them. You know, you forgive me as well. Managing the situation, when you forgive, the issue doesn't get deeper and deeper and more problematic, right? And Allah, forgiveness, ayah of Quran. You see, these are all ayat of Quran or hadith, you said. فَمَنْ تَصَدَّقَ بِهِ فَهُوَ كَفَارٌ. The one who forgives and not wants retaliation would be the kafara for the zunub, the kafara for their sins. Disadvantage of that, regret. I wish I could forgive him. You know, I wish I could. I would still have that friend if I forgive him. Imam Ali says the worst deficiency is what? The ugliest flaws in the worst deficiency is someone doesn't forgive and wants retaliation. So the ugliest, you know, deficiency that you can find. If you practice it, once you forgive, you can let it go as well. Once you practice more and more, you don't even hold into these things, you let it go. Specifically, this little issue that happens. And here the definition, you know, forgiveness is a right that you give up. It's very important. Don't say it, but they did this. I know they did something, that's why you're forgiving. If they didn't do anything, so what are you forgiving? If it was your fault, you should go ask for forgiveness. That means someone did something wrong, someone did something horrible, and now you have to forgive. That's forgiveness. That's what the Quran is saying, right? And that is a right that you give up to be angry at someone for the sake of what? Look at this. For the sake of healing and restoration and to bring peace to your soul and to the relationship. Easily. You can stay angry with someone, say it, I'm angry at my in-laws, you know. 35 years ago in my wedding, my in-laws told me something I never forget. You never forget what you heard. What is it really? What is it? Look about it. Why you guys are laughing? Because it's so really like funny, right? 35. I know that was horrible. By the way, we're not underestimating it. I know that was humiliating you. I know that was very bad. We're not underestimating it. The more difficult, the more valuable, right? That's what his forgiveness comes. And the last one that we talked about, inshallah, another factor is appreciation. Appreciating each other. appreciating Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, appreciating others, appreciating yourself. When it comes to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, ayat Quran, many of ayat of Quran you hear about this. وَكُنْ مِنَ الشَّاكِرِينَ. Be among those people who appreciate Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, all the ni'amat. Another ayah of Quran, وَاشْكُرُ نِعْمَةَ اللَّهِ. Appreciating others, appreciating your spouse, right? Parents, teacher, siblings, friends, whoever help you. If you want to appreciate, you know how many people, I don't even list the whole group. Whoever is helping, let alone, you know, the closest one that we have. Here's the hadith. مَنْ لَمْ يَشْكُرِ الْمُنْعِمَ مِنَ الْمَخْلُوقِينَ لَمْ يَشْكُرِ اللَّهِ. The one who doesn't appreciate people who benefited him does not appreciate Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's it. That means if you want to appreciate Allah, you have to appreciate your spouse. You have to appreciate your parents. You have to appreciate your children if they do something. Rasulullah, man la yashkuru nas, la yashkuru Allah. The one who doesn't appreciate people does not appreciate Allah. Because why? Because ultimately that favor comes from who? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Once you appreciate that person, indeed you're appreciating Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala like that. You know? Of course we have verbal appreciation when it comes to Islam, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, rabbil alameen. Appreciating each other verbally. When you come home, it smells so good, I love it. I just wanted to thank you for, you know, taking time to cook for us all the time, to take care of the children. I want to appreciate you for working all day, you know, coming back home. There are many, many other recommendations that we have, as you see, you know. Appreciating by heart, that means you don't upset each other with action. You don't upset with each other at what? With the behavior that you have. When it comes to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you don't use that favor, this hand, this eye, this ears that Allah gave to do something haram with it. Otherwise, if I say, thank you so much God that I can hear, but I listen something haram that He says, don't listen, that's not shukr. And appreciating yourself, we said that as well. Once you achieve something, in Ramadan, I don't know how many of you guys you bought something for yourself. Alhamdulillah, I could fast. I could worship, I could come to, you know, dua and say, buy something for yourself. You know. If you can complete a project, you finish a book, reading a book, gift yourself something. You get rid of a bad habit. Reinforce yourself by that as well. Qalilun min ibadi ash-shakur. I think this is the last one. How to show appreciation to Allah. Sincerity. Sincerely appreciate Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that will increase your favor. When it comes to others, never generally appreciate each other. Yeah, thank you so much, you know, I just want to thank you. No, specifically bring a favor, bring a attribute from that person and a strength they have, appreciate them. I just wanted to appreciate you because you are a very nice kid. You came with me to the center every single night of Ramadan, and that's amazing. I love that. Some parents, they don't have this, you know, benefit that their children come with themselves to the center. I just wanted to appreciate you. Dad, I wanted to appreciate you, you know, for taking me there. Some parents, they don't actually believe in these things, you know. Many, many things you can find. Specifically about that, specific things. And of course, buying gifts for each other and many other aspects. This is just a review that we had regarding if I want to be a better abd and servant, I have to see myself in different aspects. In the family, which is the most important one. So inshallah, we have one or more two sessions, as I said. We'll finish inshallah this course and we'll go to not the course, when we finish the lesson inshallah, we'll go to the next one inshallah. And then inshallah by the end we'll publish these things that we have inshallah. And mashallah, Bada'ala is helping us to recording as well, and we'll have the video and audio as well inshallah to have this all together. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Muhammadin wa ajjal farajahum. Allahumma ajjal liwaliyika al-faraj wal afiyata wal nasr wa mujja fi umrihi al-sharif wa zayyin al-arda bitula baqa'ih. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, give us tawfiq to be able to act upon all these recommendations of Quran and Hadith. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, give us tawfiq to be the zinah and adornment for Ahlul Bayt. Anyone from this ummah, if they have difficulties, problems, Ya Allah, provide freedom for them. Give hajat and request all khair hajat of these brothers and sisters who are here. Those who are sick, heal them, and those who passed away, send them tawab and reward of this majlis inshallah to the soul.